Inside 9/11. The day that shook the modern world. September 11, 2001. A date forever scarred into the soul of humanity, like a wound that never fully heals. It was a deceptively serene Tuesday morning, with a hum of city life buzzing below, commuters sipping coffee, children heading to school, when the unthinkable unfolded. 4 ordinary commercial airplanes, hijacked and transformed into fiery missiles of terror, struck at the very core of American might. Nearly 3,000 innocent lives were extinguished in plumes of smoke and rubble, and the shockwaves of that cataclysmic day still reverberate through our fractured modern world. Welcome to Inside 9/11, the day that shook the modern world. In this deep dive, we'll unravel the shadowy origins, the heart-wrenching chaos, the unbreakable acts of heroism, and the enduring scars left on history. If you're new here, smash that subscribe button and ring the bell for more gripping historical explorations. To grasp the horror of 9/11, we must delve into its dark genesis. The atrocities were masterminded by al-Qaeda, a radical Islamist network birthed by Osama bin Laden amid the dusty battlefields of the late 1980s. Bin Laden, a once wealthy Saudi heir turned fanatic exile, unleashed fatwas in 1996 and 1998, declaring holy war on the United States. He raged against America's unwavering alliance with Israel, the boots of U.S. soldiers defiling Saudi Arabia's sacred soil, and the crippling sanctions suffocating Iraq. His voice, echoing through hidden tapes, called for jihad with a chilling fervor. Bin Laden's apocalyptic dream targeted emblems of U.S. dominance: economic fortresses, military bastions, and political hearts. The plot, dubbed the Manhattan Raid, was the brainchild of Khalid Sheikh Mohammed, who envisioned planes as suicidal projectiles as far back as 1996. Years of clandestine preparation unfolded, hijackers blending into American suburbs, practicing takeoffs in flight simulators under unsuspecting skies. Critical intelligence oversights let operatives like the Hamburg cell, led by the steely Mohammed Atta, infiltrate undetected, their faces unremarkable yet harboring deadly intent. 19 fanatics, predominantly Saudis, slipped into the U.S. on innocuous visas for study or tourism. They formed lethal squads, skilled pilots like Atta, Marwan al-Shehi, Hani Hanjour, and Ziad Jarrah at the controls, backed by brute enforcers to overpower the unsuspecting. Equipped with razor-sharp box cutters glinting under cabin lights, pepper spray hissing in the air, and bogus bomb threats sowing panic, they targeted 4 West Coast-bound flights from East Coast airports, ensuring tanks brimmed with jet fuel, ready to erupt in infernal blazes. Now, let's relive the harrowing timeline, moment by agonizing moment. All times in Eastern Daylight Time. 7:59 a.m. American Airlines Flight 11 lifts off from Boston's Logan, carrying 81 passengers and 11 crew through clear skies. Mere minutes later, at 8:14, the cockpit erupts in violence. Knives slashing, screams piercing the confined space as hijackers seize command. 8:14 a.m. United Airlines Flight 175 follows suit from Logan. 8:20 a.m. American Airlines Flight 77 departs Dulles near D.C., engines roaring into the blue. 8:42 a.m. United Airlines Flight 93, delayed by mundane traffic, finally ascends from Newark. Then, at 8:46 a.m., the world shatters. Flight 11 barrels into the North Tower's facade between floors 93 and 99, a deafening explosion ripping through steel, flames blooming like hellish flowers, instantly claiming lives in a maelstrom of fire and debris. 9:03 a.m. As cameras capture the nightmare unfolding, Flight 175 slices into the South Tower between floors 77 and 85, the impact sending shockwaves that rattle the city, glass shattering like brittle ice, and acrid smoke billowing into the heavens. President Bush, mid-story time with wide-eyed Florida schoolkids, receives the whispered verdict, "America is under attack," his face draining of color. 9:37 a.m. Flight 77 hurtles into the Pentagon's reinforced wall, crumpling concrete and igniting an inferno that engulfs offices in roaring flames and choking fumes. Aboard Flight 93, desperate passengers, huddled in fear, learn of the unfolding apocalypse via frantic phone calls, voices cracking with terror and resolve. At 9:57 a.m., they charge the cockpit in a heroic surge, chanting, "Let's roll," amid scuffles and crashes. The plane plummets into a Shanksville field at 10:03 a.m., a smoldering crater marking their sacrifice, likely sparing the Capitol or White House from similar devastation. The towers, engineered to endure impacts but buckling under relentless, jet fuel-fueled blazes reaching 2,000 degrees, groan and twist. The South Tower implodes at 9:59 a.m. after 56 minutes, a thunderous cascade of floors pancaking down in a dust cloud that engulfs streets like a biblical plague. The North Tower follows at 10:28 a.m. after 102 minutes, the ground quaking as icons of progress vanish in seconds. That evening, 7 World Trade Center succumbs to unchecked fires, crumbling in slow-motion agony. The carnage was unimaginable. 2,977 souls and 19 perpetrators lost forever. At Ground Zero, 2,606 perished, including 343 firefighters whose boots pounded up smoke-filled stairs and 72 officers who dove into danger as others fled. The Pentagon mourned 125, while Flight 93 claimed all 40 aboard. Injuries scarred over 6,000, and toxic dust, laden with pulverized concrete, asbestos, and jet fuel, has since claimed thousands more through insidious cancers and respiratory nightmares. Victims spanned over 90 nations, a tapestry of humanity torn asunder. Yet, from the ashes rose legends of valor. Firefighters, sweat-soaked and resolute, hauled survivors down endless flights amid creaking beams and falling debris. Flight 93's rebels embodied raw courage. The FAA's swift grounding of skies by 9:42 a.m. halted further threats, while Canada's Operation Yellow Ribbon welcomed diverted flights with open arms and warm blankets. The fallout reshaped existence. Ground Zero's cleanup dragged on for 8 grueling months, the site smoldering like a volcano for 100 days. Markets plunged, erasing $1.4 trillion in a financial earthquake. The 2004 9/11 Commission peeled back layers of missed warnings and al-Qaeda's web. Bin Laden, in taped confessions, chillingly proclaimed, "We do not differentiate between those dressed in military uniforms and civilians. They are all targets." This ignited the endless war on terror, boots storming Afghanistan's rugged peaks in 2001, tanks rolling into Iraq's deserts in 2003, trillions spent, millions displaced or dead. Bin Laden met justice in 2011's midnight raid, but conflicts festered until 2021's chaotic Afghan exit. 9/11 spawned the sprawling Department of Homeland Security, the Patriot Act's watchful eyes, and a surveillance state scanning every shadow. It inflamed Islamophobia, with hate crimes surging like wildfires, yet forged bonds of interfaith solidarity and a patriotic fervor that united a nation in grief. Airports became fortresses of scrutiny, and sites like the National September 11th Memorial and Museum stand as eternal vigils, pools reflecting absent towers, names etched in bronze. 9/11 didn't merely shake the world, it fractured and rebuilt it in profound ways. From fortified skies to shadowed wars, its echoes persist. But amid terror's grip, humanity's spirit endures, unbowed. Honor the fallen, celebrate the brave, and ponder how one day's inferno forged our era. Thanks for joining this journey. If it stirred your soul, like, drop your reflections in the comments, and share widely. Stay vigilant, stay informed. Until next time.